News. Breaking news now. An earthquake has hit Los Angeles. The earthquake is approximately 4.8 magnitude. It struck approximately 10 minutes ago in the San Gabriel Mountains. This earthquake has been felt all throughout the LA basin. And luckily, there hasn't been any reports of injuries so far, but I just got a tweet from Edgar McGregor, a friend of mine who I follow on Twitter, that an earthquake has just struck Los Angeles. Um, More news is coming in on this earthquake as I speak. It just struck a few minutes ago, and needless. Whoop! Just told me to shut up. Okay. Anyway, this earthquake has measured magnitude 4.8, and whoever is continuing to send me stuff on Amazon, please stop. I will have to report this to the authorities because I don't know who's sending me this, and I would like to know who. Anyway, let me focus back on the earthquake. The earthquake has just struck the Los Angeles area, magnitude 4.8 in the San Gabriel Mountains, likely a strike slip earthquake. I'm gonna try to identify what fault it is on. So I'm not ending the stream, but there will be some lagging as I'm going to actually, you know what? Forget it. I'm not even, no, I have a laptop. So I will go onto the laptop and find out where this earthquake occurred. So yes, I will not be going off at all. Okay. All right. Yeah. I know a lot of people felt it. It's the biggest earthquake Los Angeles has seen in a few years. All right. This is my campus laptop, so Los Angeles, Los Angeles, Los Angeles cannot get anything bigger than than an 8.0 because it's strike slip earthquakes. So it's strike slip Fulton mechanism. The most powerful quakes are subduction. So this is the oceanic crust, which is heavier because it has all the water on top of it, so it's denser. It's also the type of material. While continental crust is thicker but lighter, like ice. And then it subducts. But here's something interesting. Water actually lowers the melting point of rocks. That is in the lithosphere. So it actually melts at a lower temperature, the rocks, because of water. So all these explosive volcanoes, almost every super volcano on Earth, is thanks to oceans, thanks to water, believe it or not. Yellowstone is the only exception because it's a super volcano. You mean no one cares? Please spell correctly. Thank you. Anyway. Yeah, let me look up where this earthquake occurred. Okay. Yeah. Well, thanks, cool, dude. Anyway, yeah. Usually that goes for most nerds, except if someone is autistic like me, because there's a lot of discrimination thanks to this moron of a president that we have. God, this country, this sick with coronavirus. Him, Bolsonaro, they're a bunch of just morons. And yes, this earthquake is not on the San Andreas, believe it or not. Actually, it could be. It's 17.6 kilometers in depth. The earthquake is centered 3 kilometers west-southwest of South El Monte, California. Don't worry, I hide those ass hats. Don't worry. All right. And there's some fucking assholes who are sending me stuff on Amazon. All the shit that I don't need. Someone is sending me stuff. And I'm gonna get to the bottom of who it is. Oh shit! It's not a strike slip. It's a subduction quake. It's a thrust quake. Holy shit! Let's look at that. Hold on, let me switch my camera. That is a thrust quake. You see the focal mechanism right there? Fault plane solution. That is a thrust quake. Definitely not a San Andreas quake. That is a thrust quake. Possibly one of the same quakes that produced a monster earthquake in 1934. That is one of the most dangerous faults in the Los Angeles area other than the San Andreas because it is a thrust fault. This could be a foreshock. This could be a foreshock. I hope it's not. But thanks. Yeah, this could be a foreshock, guys. I'm gonna be hiding chat for now because just wanna like be able to focus on what I'm. But yes, this is a thrust fault, guys. If you want to know, the blue. Okay, normally if this was a normal fault or rifting, you would have blue, blue, white. If this was strike slip like San Andreas, you would have an X formation like this. So let me show you a quake that is on a subduction zone. I mean, on a strike slip. There's the San Andreas fault right here. That's San Andreas right there. So if y'all want to see what a strike slip earthquake looks like on a San Andreas, that one right there, 2.5. Probably hasn't showed up yet, but there. That is a strike slip. With a little bit of dipping, as you can see, it's not a true strike slip as it's like not centered here, but it is a strike slip nevertheless. You see where it's centered? The hell, just... Looks like it's centered. This one is on one of the sister faults. Let's look at... Okay, this is not good. Okay, I can't find UL's faults. The local faults, I can't find them. Ah, there we go. US faults. Looks like this quake occurred on the Sargent Fault Zone. I'm not talking about Los Angeles right now. Let's look at this quake. Yep. It looks like it occurred on a thrust fault. The East Montebello Fault. This quake has occurred on the East Montebello Fault, which is a thrust fault that is moving northwest to southeast. It's actually it's a northeast to south. No, it is a. Let me zoom out a little more. It is a north to south trending fault, actually. Nope, this fault is trending north northwest to south southeast. 4.6. It is a thrust fault. It is called the Montebello Fault. East Montebello Fault. Let's do some research on that. The East Montebello Fault. That's the one. This quake has occurred on the East Montebello Fault. The 1989 Montebello earthquake was a 4.9. So we just had a 4.8. It's very similar to the June 12th, 1989 quake, which occurred on a similar fault line. Hold on. I'm gonna put a quick post to Facebook. As of okay. As of Yep, an earthquake has just occurred on the East Montebello Fault in Los Angeles. If you want to know what fault is responsible, it is the East Montebello Fault. An earthquake has just struck the East Montebello Fault. The last major quake was a 4.9 that occurred on June 12th, 1989, guys. That was the last earthquake to occur on the East Montebello Fault. Trust me, the media doesn't even know about this. They're like, oh, what's going on? Oh, there's an earthquake. That's what a lot of people are figuring out. But I study this stuff. So this is exactly what the media, like a lot of seismologists probably don't even know what fault this is. But I have identified this as the East Montebello Fault by using the USGS maps. And it has done this in the past, 1989, June 12th. Please subscribe to this channel. I'm trying to get it up to 2,000. So I can be able to monetize my channel, as I am unemployed because of COVID. And I need, money for food and water, basically, basic necessities. Thank you all so much for everything. But, okay, let me focus now back on the earthquake. Thankfully, it is a small fault. But the East Montebello Fault is surrounded by numerous dangerous faults, including the Ellensmore Fault, the Raymond Fault, and the San Andreas, and the Sierra Madre Fault. In addition, there's a very dangerous fault line that runs right through near downtown Los Angeles, near Long Beach, called the Long Beach Fault. It is an extremely dangerous fault line. It is responsible for one of the deadliest earthquakes in the Los Angeles area. It last ruptured in 1934. But this is not the same fault. This is the East Montebello Fault. As of 2:38, which means 11. As of East Montebello Fault. East. If y'all want to thank the mountains, if you want to thank the fault that woke you, thank you, Montebello Fault. Yeah, that's the fault. San Gabriel. San Gabriel Basin and surroundings. Yep, it's by the Elysian Park, and it's a fold belt, basically a type of a thrust fault in downtown Los Angeles. Oh, slip. Okay. So the Eastmont. I'm gonna be checking for aftershocks. So far, oh, and there have been numerous aftershocks. The latest aftershock occurred 14 minutes ago. So far, the strongest aftershock. Uh-huh. Okay, the last aftershock was, as of 2:50, about 17 kilometers in depth. However, let me zoom into that area right now. You had three faults: the 4.6 main shock, the 2.1 aftershock, and which occurred at 11:45 p.m. You had the main shock at 11:38 p.m. An aftershock at 2:45 at 11:45 p.m. and one as of 11:50 p.m. So far nothing's occurring. So far so good. The epicenter of the quake was near the Rio Hondo River. Find the actual epicenter. Okay, I'm turning on chat now. Live chat. Yep. Thank the Montebello Fault for waking you up. Thank the Montebello Fault. Thankfully, it's not a dangerous fault. Nothing dangerous has ever happened from that fault. Thank God. It's not a big fault. It's very small. It's only a couple miles long, but it's a thrust fault. How many of you were waken up by the quake? Just tell me if you were woken up by the quake or you were given a notification by me. I only want to know, honestly, who was waken up by the quake. Fact. Amari, the quake occurred about 30 minutes ago. Occurred 28 minutes ago. So you're probably still up. I scared. I see. Okay, that's good. So Xella, what did it feel like? Xella, what did the earthquake feel like? Was it more of a rocking motion or more of a up and down motion? Because based on what I'm seeing, I bet it was more of up and down or rolling than side to side. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Up and down. Typical of thrust. Yep. You guys experienced a thrust earthquake. But this threat should not be taken lightly, just because this fault has never produced a serious earthquake in history. Keep in mind that the Los Angeles basin was only settled in the last 400 years. Of course, that's what Trump supporters would say. Ay, ay, ay. Go on USGS and look it up. Yeah, it just happened. Pet skeleton. Anyway. Yeah, that's definitely an earthquake. I mean, I actually, believe it or not, I felt earthquakes living in New York City. One occurred in 2003. It occurred in neighboring New Jersey, but I felt it in the city. But, and I also felt that I didn't feel it, but my grandmother felt it. I was sleeping and I slept through it, but the 2011 earthquake, yes, I was taking an afternoon nap. It happened in the afternoon. Anyway, let me look up. Okay, earthquakes updated. Nothing so far has happened on the Montebello Fault. Alrighty, let's see where this earthquake occurred. Huh. They said what? Who said it never happened? You must not live in Los Angeles then, if you're saying stuff like that. In Monte, California. El Monte. El Monte, right? Lizix. You live in El Monte, right? Just want to clarify. El Monte, correct. Perfect. El Monte. So you live on the northeast side of Los Angeles. The earthquake occurred, I believe. Any earthquake can cause landslides, even strike slip. In fact, there was a big tsunami that hit Indonesia because of a strike slip that triggered an underwater landslide. There was an earthquake, a 7.5 that struck on Sulawesi, Indonesia. There was an underwater landslide that triggered a 15-meter tsunami, about 30 feet, that killed about 1,000 people. In fact, the earthquake was actually centered in South Montebello, not in El Monte. The earthquake was actually centered further south, right by South El Monte. Actually, the hypocenter was by the Kami Buffet and Grill. If any of you heard of it, the Kami Buffet and Grill off of Route 60. Oh, there was already 2 aftershocks that just occurred. There probably will be some aftershocks over the next couple of days, but because the fault is so small, there probably would not be many. Look, earthquakes are actually not my specialty. I'm just really good at it too. My specialty is actually meteorology. And how many of you watch Mary Greeley News? Any of you heard of her? Oh, yes. You mean the Ridgecrest earthquake. That was actually close to a volcanic area called the Coso Volcanic Field. And it wasn't Los Angeles. It was actually in Ridgecrest, which is several hundred miles northeast of Los Angeles. Or about 100 more miles northeast of Los Angeles. In fact, Ridgecrest is pretty far from the Los Angeles area. It was a 7.1. There was a 6.44 shock and a 7.1 main shock. You had the main shock that happened on July in late July, and the 7.1 that happened a couple days later. I actually expected there to be a bigger quake. Yeah, it was 7.1, and it was a strike slip, like the San Andreas and the Loma Prieta. Actually, no, Loma Prieta was also strike slip. I mean, thrust. So it's like the for all those of you who want to know, strike slip earthquakes, for example, are like the Garlock Fault, San Andreas, the and the San Francisco local faults, like the Hayward, for example. Those are example of strike slip faults. Are you Jewish, leader list? And also today is actually the beginning of Rosh Hashanah for those who are Jewish. Stop. Okay, Jordan, please stop catastrophizing. There's not a 99% chance of a large earthquake hitting Los Angeles. Oh, in 30 years. Yes. Actually, you're right. But here's the thing. The big one that people are worried about isn't some 8 or 9 earthquake like you saw in the movie San Andreas. In fact, the big one is most likely going to be a 7.0 to 7.5. I wouldn't be too concerned about it, honestly. Because San Andreas fault is not capable of anything greater than an 8. Because of how the fault works. It's a strike slip fault. Strike slip faults are notorious for producing strong but not very powerful quakes. The most dangerous faults are thrust, subduction zones that form volcanoes, or local thrust faults. They can produce 8 plus earthquakes. In fact, I will be more worried about, for example, some of the local faults, like the Santa Ynez fault, or the Long Beach fault, for example. The Long Beach fault line, for example. The 1933 Long Beach earthquake. And the name of the Long Beach fault? Hipsters. I thought only New York City gets hipsters. Bushwick. But here's the thing. I like hipsters personally because they actually make the area cleaner. They're pro environment for one thing. So, but they're also gentrifying the neighborhoods. They're turning it more white. That's bad because it's forcing a lot of minorities out of the neighborhoods. Newport Inglewood fault. Yep, Newport Inglewood fault. And for those of ones who you want to know, yep, it's like San Andreas. It's a strike slip. So yeah, it's called the Newport Inglewood fault. Southwest of Los Angeles. Yes, there's going to be aftershocks. That lead artist. I got a question. How do you know it was a tornado? It may not have. It may have just been a rain shaft. Normally, tornado. You can't see tornadoes from 10 miles away. What you likely saw was probably a shaft of rain that was a kind of like this. Could have been narrow. Could have been wider. But it could have been a period as a tornado to you. Could have been a tornado. Not saying it wasn't. You saw it spin. Did you take a photo of it? Because I would definitely like to see tornado photos. I'm actually a storm chaser. Perfect. Nice. All right. Inglewood. Yeah. There was already two aftershocks. Um, I would say that the next bigger aftershock will probably be later this week. Most likely a 3 to 3.5 will occur anytime between now and end of this week. Um, there we go. In fact, there's many earthquakes that run right through the Los Angeles area. Wait, where do you live? Oh my god. Okay. Armenian? No, I'm not Armenian. I mean, you're close. I'm not Armenian, but yes, you're close. No, I'm not. But you're close. But it's another thing, I'm Jewish, so. What am I? Russian. I'm Russian. I am not. I wasn't born in Russia, but my parents were, and we're Jewish, so Russian Jews. Well, here's the thing. I'm a little worried about Yellowstone, guys. I mean, there was a harmonic tremor. I'm not saying that there's going to be an eruption. I'm not saying that, but there was a harmonic tremor. We already had two aftershocks. You had a 2.1 that occurred at 11:45 a.m. and a 1.7 that occurred at 2:50. Hold on. I'm on the USGS website. They are a little behind. Yeah, that's awesome. Yep. Yom Teruah. Wait, you're Jewish? Yeah, but I looked up the Feast of Trumpets and Yom Teruah. Those are Jewish holidays. Oh, I'm not religious. I'm not very religious. My parents are. I'm not. I'm one of the. Ow. Thanks. I mean, there's some Christians who sell seven day Adventists who basically are very they actually do the same way the Jewish ways do. They take a Sabbath on Saturdays. San Andreas Fault is not. I'm not very concerned about it. We're talking about the. We're talking about the. Oh, guys, the East Montebello Fault. Okay, I'm gonna contact Ben Furiello on this. Um, hmm? Hold on, I'm gonna be right back. I'm not going anywhere. I just gotta do something quickly. I'm back, guys. Didn't go anywhere. Alrighty. Yeah, Montebello fault, guys. Just confirming for you that it is the Montebello fault. I'm actually gonna call the USGS right now. All right. So I'm gonna call the USGS right now. I'm gonna have them on the line live. Isn't this gonna be interesting? Hold on. Wait, create. I'm trying to log in. You got in. Alrighty. I'm just gonna call. Copy. Of course, it had to be spelled wrong. Wow. Okay. Um. Mission service. Shit, the speaker doesn't work. Alrighty. Okay. Is that what I need? Hold on, I'll be right back. Hold on, I'm trying to call the USGS right now and find out what kind of earthquakes. Ah, there it is. The National, found it. The National Earthquake Information Center. Okay, I'm gonna call them right now. 500. Get a working phone. I have a speaker.
Fully operational during the COVID-19 pandemic. At times of high volume, users may have to reference our website or call back when the lines are cleared. For information on recent earthquakes, earthquake facts, and other educational resources, or if you would like to report what you felt during an earthquake,
No.
please visit our website at earthquake.usgs.gov. USGS does not issue tsunami warnings. For tsunami information, please see NOAA's website at tsunami.gov. For more information, select from one of the following options. If you are not a part of the media and would like non-technical information about a recent or past earthquake, or any other general earthquake information, press 1. To speak to a duty seismologist about a current earthquake, press 3. For information on contact USGS.
Hi, good morning. Hi, I'm calling about an earthquake that just hit Los Angeles, I believe along the Montebello Fault. The
The one in LA, yes.
That was Montebello, right?
We don't actually have that information here at the National Earthquake Information Center yet. I can give you the number for the Southern California Seismic Network, though. They will most likely have those specifics.
Because I looked on the regional fault lines of the United States and it showed that the earthquake occurred in the Montebello Fault near the San Gabriel Mountains, and it was also a thrust fault. I looked at the focal mechanism of the earthquake, and it was a thrust.
That I can confirm. The mechanism. As for the specific fault, though, we don't have that information yet from California. It does appear that it is at least close to that fault line, but they may have more specifics.
Right.
If you would like to, I can give you their number now. If you'd like to contact them.
Yes, actually, yes, I would. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. It is going to be 626.
Righty. Okay, guys, I'm back.
Hello. Please state your name after the tone and Google Voice.
Okay.
Hello. Please state your name after the tone and Google Voice will try to connect you.
Andy. Okay, my computer's about to die. Hold on. Down to about 17% on my phone. I mean, computer. Okay, looks like they're not answering. Yeah, it looks like it was Montebello. Even
Hello,
though,
you have reached the Caltech USGS 24-hour seismic media hotline. This line is for use by the news media when an earthquake has occurred. To request an interview with a seismologist, please leave us your contact and deadline information. However, interviews are not guaranteed. If you are checking on an earthquake, you can first do so online at earthquake.usgs.gov. That's earthquake.usgs.gov. Thank you, and we will get back to you as quickly as possible.
hi, my name is Andy. Andy Agudayev. I have a YouTube channel, so I am sort of with the media, and I'm also in a journalism class at Stony Brook University. The reason I'm calling is I just wanted to confirm that the earthquake did occur on the Montebello Fault, which is a thrust fault that runs near the San Gabriel Mountains. I strongly believe it was on the Montebello Fault. I just want to be able to confirm that. I'm also studying currently meteorology at Stony Brook, and I'm also a journalism student. And I would like to conduct a small interview if possible. My phone number is. So yes. I can't believe this, but even the U.S. I can't believe this, but even the USGS doesn't even know if it occurred in the Montebello Fault. And I already know where it occurred. All right, I'm looking for aftershocks right now, and we did not have a 3.6. As of now, we have a 4.5, a 1.9, and a 1.7 aftershock so far. However, we are having some earthquakes near a volcano right now in California. I can confirm an earthquake swarm near the Long Valley region with earthquakes ranging from magnitude 0. And can have negative magnitudes too, to magnitude 1.9, which occurred 5 kilometers east of Mammoth Lakes. So it is within the caldera. 4.8 kilometers in depth, which is around the depth of the magma chamber. 1.9. Looking at other seismic hazard areas, nothing major to speak of. Actually, let me show you the maps. Alrighty. Sorry I'm doing it this way, folks. I left my desktop at Stony Brook University. To be honest with you, I'm sorry if the service is kind of sucky. I know the video's okay. Looks like that's Spirit Lake there. Oops. Yep. So near Mount St. Helens, there was a single quake, but not right over the mountain. So yeah, pretty deep too. Let's go 7 days on magnitude. That's Mount St. Helens right there. That's the peak right there. So 0.4 kilometers, magnitude 0.3. See, that appears smaller, but that's going to appear as a larger quake. A plus magnitude, not a negative one. 0.8. Okay, so there shouldn't. I don't know. Guys, I'm about to end the stream. I'm getting really tired, and I have a long day coming up. But I'm gonna stay on for a couple more minutes. So they just upgraded it. They downgraded it to a 4.5. Look at that. Wow. They went from a 4.8 to a 4.6 to a 4.5. I guess they really don't want to scare people. This administration has done nothing but downplay stuff. Oh, downplay the coronavirus. Make such a deadly pandemic look like nothing. To avoid a mass panic. We have one of the most disgusting presidents ever. He doesn't give a damn about people, only about his wealth. And yet he criticized Obama for playing golf during a pandemic that never even threatened the United States. And yet when over 100,000 people are killed, he goes plays golf? What a fucking hypocrite. Excuse the language, but he's a fucking hypocrite. So, playing golf. Disgusting. You know, our president criticized Obama for playing golf because of what was happening in Africa. and yet he goes plays golf when over 100,000 Americans die. It's honestly disgusting. That's what a hypocrite is. He's a fucking hypocrite. Excuse the language. I'm just really pissed right now. Sorry. Eee. Oh, Emily, I'm sorry about that. Yikes. Yeah. Okay, let me focus on the earthquake. Good news is nothing has happened at Yellowstone in the past day, but there was a good-sized earthquake swarm at Yellowstone. All right, guys, gonna be ending the stream soon. Hey. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just like, yeah, I should not be talking about politics. I mean, it's late night. It's when I usually talk about opinions. Look, I honestly don't give a crap about certain things, but some stuff I get serious about because, look, I'm autistic. I have autism. And I really don't want someone to be president who makes fun of disabled people because it's disgusting. I mean, I have friends with dyslexia. No, I didn't feel the earthquake. I live in New York City. Also, I bet someone who watches my live streams, saw my address or knows where I live and is sending me all this junk right here. Stuff that I really don't need. I mean, I'm a little paranoid about why that person is sending me stuff, so I'm gonna have to get the police involved. Because it's just, I'm a little concerned that who's doing this, it might just be trying to, I don't know, shower me with gifts or harass me. Like, I wish I knew who was doing this so I could at least rest assured. Honestly, I'm a little paranoid. I think it's because they hacked my Amazon account, or maybe someone watched my live stream and saw my address. I actually had to remove my Google addresses because I often use Google Maps when I'm logged into my Google name, so I had to remove my address from Google Maps, my home address, so that won't happen again. Anyway, let's talk back on the earthquake. The earthquake was a 4.6, well, 4.5 now. Also, speaking on other seismic areas, I'm a little concerned that this earthquake may have added extra stress on the surrounding fault lines that could trigger possibly another earthquake in the near future. Could be within the next few weeks, but most likely in years, maybe months down the line. I mean, months and years down the line. But keep in mind, it's only a 4.6, or 4.5, so it's very localized. So the likely faults to be triggered are likely find fingerprints. I don't know who's sending me all this stuff. Like, they're ordering it online. Yeah, it's just random stuff. Like this. Or, like, I don't know. This. Like, I opened some of the packages, but they were in my name. They were in my name, sent to me. I mean, so I contacted Amazon. They said I could still keep those packages. Because also one of the people who sending me stuff actually accessed my Amazon account, added a card that wasn't mine, like they didn't charge me, and was sending me stuff. They hacked my Amazon account, and now they created another Amazon account after I took out the card and sent those purchases back, and they're continuing to send me stuff. I'm getting deliveries almost every friggin' day. Like, wow. I'm just a little paranoid. Like, if like fans are doing this, I'm really appreciated, but I didn't ask for any of this stuff. And hey, also, please subscribe to my channel. Please, I mean, I make live streams all the time about weather events. I do weather forecasts. In fact, I can say right now that we already are in the Greek names for hurricanes, for tropical systems. We already reached beta. Here's the thing. I'm now speaking in weather terms. We did not hit the Greek names in 2005 until the end of October. We're already a month ahead, over a month. We already broke the 2005's record for named storms by over a month. We will likely see over 30 named storms this year. We might see 30 to 35 named storms this year, guys. We're going to shatter every conceivable record for named storms because it's only September 19th and we're already in the Greek names. This is incredible. I would not be surprised if we see 30 named storms, at least 30. Like, we might see 30 to 35. We might hit 35, guys, because we got 31 named storms in 2005. We may actually use the whole Greek alphabet. Or maybe not the whole Greek. Because here's the thing. Holy crap, we already passed through alpha and beta. Wow. We already went through alpha and beta. There's gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta, iota, kappa, lambda, mu, zu, z, omicron, pi, rho, sigma, tau, upsilon, phi, chi, psi, omega. I don't think we're going to go through the entire Greek alphabet, but we are going to hit many named storms. Wow. Record 2020 hurricane season runs out of names. Now we'll use the Greek alphabet. Wow. Just wow. I knew 2020 was going to be like record. I said it was going to be crazy, but right now, oh yeah, that's right. Alpha formed just before it hit Portugal. Yes. A named storm hit Portugal. I knew it was going to get named. Just didn't know it was going to be in the Greek alphabet. My God. Alpha's, oh. Yep, Teddy's heading towards Bermuda and Canada, while, yeah. So we got Hurricane Teddy heading towards Bermuda and Canada, and will make landfall as a hurricane, as a possibly a extra tropical hurricane in Nova Scotia. So hurricane winds will likely have to go up. Bermuda's under tropical storm watch, so we'll go east of Bermuda. It's moving northwest at 13 miles an hour, 130 mile an hour sustained winds. And we got tropical storm Beta in the Gulf right now. Yep. Subtropical storm Alpha. Winds are 50 miles an hour, moving northeast at 17. And yeah, the Rochester shooting happened a long time ago. Well, thanks for telling me. That mass shooting occurred early, like a couple hours ago. Thanks for telling me anyway. That's not something I really wanted to talk about. I'm gonna focus back on the weather. Look. Yeah. I know. Tim, you should go to bed. I'm gonna be ending the stream in a few minutes. I'm just gonna do some quick video on beta. Yeah. And here's what it looked, and it doesn't look good, guys. This looks like to be another Harvey, guys. This looks bad. This looks really bad, guys. I mean, look at this. I'm really worried because here's why I'm really worried. I'm gonna be talking about the Los Angeles earthquake too. See this track right here? Here's a very good computer model that I always use for my forecasts. Beside the GFS, it's called the European Ensemble. Okay. So there's beta in about 120 hours from... Wait, that's as of yesterday. Okay. Go 24 hours. Okay, there's beta right there. That's the European Center for Mid-Range Weather Forecast. Let's go to right now. There's beta. There is alpha right there that just made landfall. That is Teddy, alpha. Beta, Teddy, alpha, and the remnants of hurricane. Remnants of hurricane. If I remember, wow. Yeah, and the remnants of Hurricane Sally. Yeah, remnants of Hurricane Sally. I'm starting to lose track of all the names. We had so many. Wow. Okay, so look at the European. Just let me go to regions. It's hard multitasking, especially because I'm in ASPE, so it's really hard to multitask. Okay, lower dynamics. You know what? I'm just gonna go to continental US. Make it easier. Con US. MSLP anomaly. MSLP stands for mean surface level pressure, or mean sea level pressure, actually. 24 hours, 48. There are 994 millibar tropical storm. There's Hurricane Teddy. It's gonna pass basically north and make land. It's gonna do some zigzags, but it's gonna make landfall in eastern Nova Scotia most likely, in about 48 hours, about 72 to 96 hours. There are 964 millibar hurricane, and then you have tropical storm Beta and Hurricane Teddy making landfall in Nova Scotia. It's true, it wasn't bad. It was only a 4.5, but it's because Los Angeles. Okay, there's Teddy. Beta. Nothing much. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Here's the ensembles. Okay. Here's the ensembles right here. Ensembles means the ensemble mean. So it's Uh, so PS, so it's European ensembles means basically. It's the average. So this is basically the average of all the models, of all the Europeans. So there's Teddy. This is the basically the average. So you can see they have Teddy roughly in the same area. And let's look at Icon. Icon had actually a couple nights ago was pulling a Sandy and making landfall into the New York City. I mean Massachusetts. Darn it. I don't have a plug, so 10%. Yep, 10%. Usually get warnings at 10%, so I just knew it was 10. Yeah, Icon has a landfall right around Nova Scotia. Yeah, Nova Scotia is gonna get slammed. Yeah, this model doesn't have Teddy that strong. I mean, beta that strong. Let's look at the Canadian. Um, so coming into Texas, then going into off the coast briefly, just meandering, bringing rain, and that Teddy's Alpha's remnants bringing some rain to New York. Yeah, but like in 10 days, and then you gotta get this storm here. Yep. Shabbat shalom. Thank you. All right. Anyway, let's look at NavGem. Okay, NavGem. Wow, that model sucks. Let's look at the Japanese model, JMA, the Japanese Meteorological Administration, JMA. Let's look at the Tropical Atlantic. There it is. So you're gonna have a high pressure system. You're gonna have a very strong storm, 963 millibar, but it's gonna be weakening by this time. But usually the general rule of thumb is when you have a high pressure system over a hurricane, it usually would actually go west. But the thing is, I mean, but here's the thing. You see this right here? You see this area of lower heights? That's basically a trough. And it's kind of a cutoff low, and it's forcing but Teddy to go north. And you see this part right here? This part is going to force Teddy to go northwestward briefly, especially with this supplementing high. So you're going to have kind of that effect. And so let's look at the GFS. So here's 1032 high. What will likely be a strong tropical storm making landfall in Texas, possibly minimal hurricane. I personally think it will become a hurricane. So, and then look at this. Look at this right here. Moving northwest, right? And then skirting Nova Scotia, going into Newfoundland, and then going out to sea. And in the future, look at that. More tropical trouble brewing. Because it's the Cape Verde season time, so you're still gonna have a lot of tropical activity. Look at that, another one. Usually the most trusted model is the European. They're not really showing anything. There's Teddy. Okay, yeah, NavGem, I forgot, screwed up. 2010, 2014, so that's Vinny, I believe. Just want to make sure I got the name correct. I think it's Vinny, right? No, it's Wilfred. My bad. Wilfred. Yeah. So that's Wilfred. So let's look. Wilfred. That's Wilfred. That's another system coming off of Africa. So Wilfred, Teddy. Wow. I think this is it. Thank you all for watching. I'm leaving now. Please all subscribe. Thank you so much. Good night, everyone.